Hi everyone. Through this video, I want to give you the last minute message for the advanced exam on Sunday. So only 2 days left. That is, Saturday, Friday and Saturday and Sunday morning you have this exam, which I call as a D-Day. And you have been preparing for this exam from last 2 years. Some of you might be preparing for last 3 years. So this is the final day where your whatever you have been preparing since years, you have to do the performance. So the last 2 days, they play a very important role in your performance in terms of how you spend these 2 days can have a level of impact on your performance in the exam. So that the most important thing is how you're going to spend these 2 days. So these 2 days, you have to de-stress yourself. So it means that your physical as well as mental stress. When we say physical stress, you don't have to do any physical activity. For example, you're obviously you're mature enough not to do that. So you're doing too much walking and jogging and running, those kind of thing. Walking is still okay if you're doing in limits. So no, don't try to stress out your body. Other thing is the mental stress. That's something more important. And mental stress comes when you and try to try to do try to learn new things in these 2 days, or you're trying to put stress on yourself when you do the negative thinking. When you start getting panic that I know this and I don't know this, so the kind of a stress will come into your mind. So you have to de-stress yourself in these 2 days. So it means that you are not supposed to do anything new. Means don't do any new book or new question. Don't attempt that. You just have to revise whatever you have done. And in revision, either you can revise a test paper you would have done in last few months. You can revise your class notes. If something in chemistry that you want to learn towards the end in last 2 days, so that you will remember that in exam, so you can do that. So either chemistry notes or class copy or test paper. Don't in test paper you just have to revise question and you should have a solution in front of you. Don't try to attempt question and check yourself. Other thing is, this is not possible to remember the whole syllabus. If you try to just check yourself whether I know this or not, whether I remember this or not, if you try to check yourself by recalling things, but checking whether you can whether you remember things or not, that again a kind of pressure you put on your mind, and it will bring stress. Don't try to check yourself, judge yourself towards the end. And see, the last 4 mock advanced tests you have given, so idea of some of them were really difficult, especially mathematics. I know because I've gone through mathematics papers. The idea of these papers sometimes is that if there is a new trick we come across through a question, we should give that question to you so that you can learn this new trick. Sometimes there can be direct question based on those tricks, right? So it might happen that some of the papers might be more difficult than the advanced exam. So don't think that whatever performance you have shown in these papers is going to be the same, like you're going to perform the same level in exam. So don't definitely the final exam will be more scoring than what you have been doing in last 4 tests. So don't think about that. Don't stress yourself. That is finished. That is gone. Okay. Other thing is that you have to sleep on time and get up on time. That's why I've taken these 2 classes in the morning, so that you get up on time and you start, for your brain should start functioning since morning. So it's important that you have to sleep on time. Maybe 8:30 or 9. Just you have to be on bed because you need a good 10 hours sleep. Though it is very difficult to sleep, when you have so much to coming in your life, and exam is there on Sunday, and sometimes you will not be able to sleep on time. But at least lie down on bed, try to sleep, try to relax your body. Focus on your breathing. So sometimes when you focus on your breathing, you get to sleep. Try to control your thoughts, because if thoughts will go down, you will automatically sleep. The other thing is like during that in these 2 days, let's one more point I want to cover. You have to be in a very positive state of mind, and I stress on this point a lot. If you would have seen my last year video, that you have to, apart from being apart from you have to be cool and calm, you also have to have a positive state of mind. Positive state of mind means give a positive thoughts to your subconscious mind. right? Like for example, this some instead of saying कि मेरे को क्वेश्चन एग्जाम में क्वेश्चन नहीं आते होंगे या मेरे से होंगे नहीं, instead of that do the positive thinking, एग्जाम पेपर आता होगा, I've done my preparation, I can do good in paper. So if you just keep thinking like this, like maybe 2-3 times a day, morning, afternoon and evening, so it's like giving a positive thoughts to your subconscious mind. And when subconscious mind is a very irrational mind, you can say, so that when you get in a panic, so that the message will come from your subconscious mind. If you have a confident feeling in your subconscious mind, if you have a positive subconscious mind, so automatically you'll come into a positive state of mind. So if you're in a positive state of mind, all the positive energies will help you in whatever you want to do. So there are other reasons which I don't want to discuss here, that what advantages you get if you're in a positive state of mind. You attract the positive forces around and push out the negative forces. So let's not do that. Just if the negative thoughts come into your mind, then you have to declare a fight. I don't have to think negative. Everything will go good. Everything will go nice. And then so the other thing is you have to conserve energy. So try not to speak much, not to do much. So because when you speak or talk a lot, you just drain out your mental energy. So we have to be with yourself with a minimum level of thought. And if during these 2 days, if stress comes to you, then try to calm yourself. And one way you can do is like you can do slow and deep breathing. Take a deep breath, and so that you feel that breath and down your belly, and then slowly release it. You know that you would have done that in schools also. So it's like a slow and deep breathing. Breath goes inside and slowly release it. So and that's also helpful in exam. If you can in these 2 days for some time practice this deep breathing, go at least for 10 minutes, 2-3 times a day. This can help in exam, because the moment you start focusing on your breath and deep breath, so stress, it throws stress out of your body as well as mind. So now the exam day, during the exam, you have been practicing the test papers in last few months. So the pattern is more or less, it's like the way if you have tried the past year JEE papers, the more or less the pattern remains same. Mathematics is generally difficult than physics and chemistry. So the time division, you have to be careful. You should have a sense of time in exam. Generally it is advisable that you spend more time on mathematics, maybe 75 minutes on mathematics, and together 75 to 80 minutes on mathematics, and 50 on chemistry, and 55 on physics, or 45 on chemistry and 50 on physics. So or 55 on physics. So some you make your formula according to you, but least time on chemistry and then maximum time on mathematics. So it should be around that. And then sense of time when you're doing things, sense of time. यानी कि मतलब क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं, क्वेश्चन आपने ट्राई किया, you have just 30 seconds to decide or a minute to decide whether you should continue that question or not. तो वो मतलब ये नहीं कि करते जा रहे हैं, because especially in mathematics, if you keep solving the question, sometimes you realize 5 minutes निकल गए. So just there are other questions which you can do in exam. So don't get hang to just one question. तो देखो शुरू होने से पहले कि ट्राई करूँ, तो पहले वही क्वेश्चन उठाने जो आप एग्जाम में कर पा रहे हैं. राइट, आपने देखा कुछ आइडिया आ रहा, नहीं आइडिया आ रहा, लेट्स गो टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. And if you're not able to solve multiple questions in a row, don't get panic. Generally mathematics out of the 3 subjects is a low scoring. And chemistry में भी जो आता है आपने कर लिया, जो नहीं आता नहीं किया. So that way, and remember that you have to carefully fill the answer sheet, because answer sheet is the thing that will give you the marks. Some people do it like after every question they fill the answer sheet. Some people do it after every section. Some do it after towards the end when the time is about to finish. I would not recommend that you do it towards the end. Try to do it after every section, or maybe after few set of questions. क्योंकि अगर ऐसे भी हुआ मैथ्स को फिजिक्स में मार्क कर दिया और केमिस्ट्री के आंसर मैथ्स में मार्क कर दिए, यू कैन नॉट गो रॉन्ग ऑन दिस. राइट, पूरा पैनिक हो जाओगे आप, आपने ऐसे कर लिया, फिर दोबारा से आपको करना पड़ेगा. सो दैट वे, सो द फ्यू थिंग्स यू हैव टू गिव योर इंस्ट्रक्शन इन द मॉर्निंग, दैट आई हैव टू फिल द टाइम शीट केयरफुली. आई हैव टू कीप अ check on the watch during the exam, spend proper time on each subject, and mistakes, I don't have to do any mistakes. So keep suggesting this at the beginning of the paper, or maybe sometime during the paper, if I'm doing it full concentration. Mistake मुझे बिल्कुल नहीं करनी है आज. तो वो right, and then panic. Sometimes you try to do a question, you're not able to do it, you get panicking in the exam, and because of this panic state you're not able to solve other questions which you could have solved. So just control that panic state. जैसा मैसेज कि यार मैं तो पैनिक हो रहा हूँ, मुझे नहीं होना रिलैक्स, मतलब क्वेश्चन है एग्जाम में करने वाले, जस्ट दैट डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है, नहीं हो रहे हैं, दैट्स ओके, देयर आर अदर क्वेश्चन आई हैव टू डू इन एग्जाम, राइट? सो डोंट try to control your panic behavior. And then between the papers, you don't discuss, don't just even give a thought how your paper went. Even just don't try to think it, because if you realize कि मैंने ये क्वेश्चन किया था, गलत हो गया, मुझे इसका आइडिया नहीं आया, मैं ये भी कर सकता था. If you know, there are a lot of things which you could do after the exam, outside the exam, but you would not be able to do it during the exam. ये होगा जितना आप एग्जाम के बाहर कर सकते हैं, you know, वो अब एग्जाम में नहीं होता है सॉल्व, बिकॉज इट्स अ टाइम बाउंड एग्जाम, स्ट्रेस है, ये है. सो इफ यू जनरली सम पीपल गेट डिप्रेस व्हेन दे कम आउट एंड दे रियलाइज कि कुछ क्वेश्चन गलत हो गए एंड कुछ को कर सकते थे नहीं किए, एंड इट इम्पैक्ट्स योर द सेकंड पेपर इन द इवनिंग. So the best strategy is that don't just be strong, don't listen and see here and there. Paper is done, whatever I've done. Now next paper. So during 2 hours in between, you have to take light food, just focus on your breathing, and then positive state of mind, and then maybe some formula copy you have, you can revise that formula copy, but definitely no thought on paper 1, which would be over. And then, you know, sometimes it happens that during the second exam you start feeling fatigue, because you up morning में उठे and then stressful day चल रहा है, पहला पेपर हुआ है, फिर second पेपर में you start feeling fatigue. So it's just that you have to be strong from inside. अगर लग रहा है कि fatigue हो रहा है, mental and physical, just maybe go out for a minute or couple of minutes, just take a round and come back, and with full energy you have to do it. Just motivate yourself. I'm not tired. Don't stop your thinking in that direction. Try to control your thoughts in that direction. So होगा थोड़ा tiredness होगा, थोड़ा तो deep breathing कर लेंगे तो you can throw out your fatigue. So even the one more thing I would like to cover, that after the exam, those who have to appear for BITS exam, maybe the next day or after a few days, I would strongly recommend that they should not go through the solutions. They should not try to analyze their paper even after the second paper, even after coming back home, because if again the same thing will happen कि आपको लगेगा मेरा अच्छा नहीं हुआ, ये कर सकता था, वो कर सकता था, मार्क्स लगाएंगे, उससे you'll feel demotivated, and your focus on bits will get diluted, whereas bits is equally important. It's just equally important, and maybe so you have to do it with full preparation, with full focus, full heartedly. You have to appear for bits. So if you don't discuss your paper, you can analyze it after the bits exam. So we have to be very strong. You'll have a strong temptation to look into the the solutions and just analyze how you have performed. Just be strong. You don't have to do it. And finally, I want to wish you best of luck for Sunday exam, like from my side and on behalf of every teacher in Vidyamandir, bada bhaiya, chote bhaiya, and every staff. Personally, I would pray for you that you will perform good in exam. Right? Our best wishes are with you, and you just go and do it. Thank you.